Come on in, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Happy Sunday to everybody. I pray you guys this day has been blessed. Yeah, let me get my jacket from up here. But I pray you guys this day has been blessed, that you guys had a blessed day. It was beautiful here in Hampton, Virginia, although um, ain't nobody went nowhere, but it was just still beautiful. Hey Jaden, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate you being here tonight as always. And I did come to your live stream today, but you had stopped soon as I came in there. You stopped soon as I came in there. So you want to try to stay live a little bit longer, okay? You gotta give people the chance to come in, Jaden. How you doing? How you doing today? I see that your subscribers is growing. Your channel is growing. And that's awesome sauce, Jaden. That is awesome sauce. So I'm glad that you're here tonight. I'm going to share it out. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it as always. And I also appreciate you just being here. How's the advertising junction? Thank you so much for coming to the live tonight. I appreciate you being here, Queen. Thanks so much. Welcome to the soul stream. That's what we're doing. We're sewing. We're sewing. We're sewing. We're sewing. I'm sure they shouldn't have any issues with that. We are sewing. Jaden, I'm letting people come into the live first, hon. Okay, let me get a chance for people to come in, and it is something that I actually want to share tonight. Just give me a chance to do that, and then I will put the link in here before we leave tonight. How's your day today, Queen? Advertising Junction. I love the name of that too. I absolutely love it. And how is the audio, guys? I don't have these headphones on because they give me a headache, so I can't hear myself. I want to make sure I'm not too loud. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming back too, guys. I was on from 6 o'clock till supposed to be until 7. Of course, my daughter / coach had me on there. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate it. Had me on there longer than that. Had to feed my husband, So I told her, like, I can only give you an hour on Sundays, my love, because, I have a live stream at 8 o'clock, and I don't want to be like trying to crunch in between that to feed my family. So this is why we are here at 8:30, guys. We're gonna do our dedicated 2 hours, and I'm sharing out as well. Thank you so much for sharing out, Queen. I appreciate that. And I don't know what's going on with my daggone lippy tonight, but anyway, ain't gonna worry about it. All right, so I'm gonna share. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. Jaden, so how'd you feel going live earlier today? Were you anxious? Were you nervous? I saw you up there, but literally, like I said, you were on your way out when when I was when I came into it. Okay, let me just because I don't want my mic sound. Okay, I shared it out as well. Thank you guys so much for sharing it out. I appreciate it. Well, we're not calling it that, Jaden. So it's actually a soul stream, and we're going to just be talking about what we've been talking about. Personal development, branding, growing your YouTube channel, or not elevating in your YouTube channel. Let me just use that word. Michael K. Films, thanks so much for coming in tonight. How you doing? I saw you at the tea party. Thanks for dropping through. I appreciate it. You're interested. That's good. That's all I really talk about. I talk about a lot of other things, but yes, um, we are sharing on branding. You do know you are a brand, right? You know you're a brand. That's my first question. Do you know that you are a brand? Because a lot of times people are looking for things to brand, and they're not aware that they themselves are a brand. You struggle with your profile photo. Your profile photo is fine. I think your profile photo is great, Michael. You talking about on different social media platforms, or you talking about on YouTube? Where we talking about here? What we talking about? Oh, you get tired of it. Okay, yeah, switch it up. You can switch it up. That's the good thing about it. You can always switch it up. That's the new one you got up there right now? Yeah, I think the photo that you have now on your Instagram is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Guys, if you're not connected to Advertising Junction, make sure you connect to Advertising Junction. Let's get that done tonight. We're still networking, guys, networking the right way. Um, and we're gonna just, we just naming our lives now what we actually do. And so my passion is for personal development, is for branding. You have to work on personal development if you are desiring to become a brand. Okay. And I think that's imperative. I feel like I have cut a guy's hair before. I did. I have sons. So I've definitely cut hair before, Michael. If you are have been considering branding yourself, because you are a brand. You yourself are a brand. Okay. Like a fade, high, tight, and all of that, high and tight fades, all of that. I did all of that, Mike. I got sons. You got to be able to do all that. My husband taught me how to cut hair. So yes, I can. I'm pretty good at it. Yeah, because I know with this situation where we are home and you can't go a mile away from your house, it's really hard. People growing hair, beards, all kinds of stuff. Especially people who get their nails done. Shout out to the 7 that's watching right now. Thank you guys. If you can, guys, please thumbs up the live stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the ones that's in the bushes too. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. So, Michael, what are you interested in knowing about branding? Let's start there. What are you interested in knowing about branding? Advertising Junction says, wow, I had a daughter, never cut a man's hair before, all barbershops and nail shops. Yes, they are closed. They close all over the place. And people who are used to getting that type of pampering, I learned to pamper myself at home. I do my own nails. Every now and then, don't get me wrong, I will go get a manicure and a pedicure, but I'm not um that tailored chick that have to get it done every 2 weeks. I will keep my own nails, my own hair done, my own feet done. I have my own spa day at home. So, praying for the ones who's going crazy right now because they can't go out there and get it done. They used to getting it done every 2 weeks. I know people who don't even wash their own hair. And so they kind of going a little bit crazy right now because they can't get out there to have somebody else do something that they can actually do for themselves. And I mean, hopefully this time is teaching people that are beginning to do their own nails, their hair, and things that they're normally used to going out to do, get done every 2 weeks, to pay for to do every 2 weeks. Hopefully it's, enlightening them that, listen, I can save a pretty coin if I cut down every 2 weeks to every month or every 2 months. That's just my own personal thoughts. I'm not really big on spending coin where I can do something myself. But I'm not against people going out and pampering themselves. Every now and again I do that, but can't nobody pamper me like me, you know? Can't nobody pamper me like me. So I've become accustomed to pampering myself. And that's fine, Michael. A lot of people don't cut their own hair. Um, a lot of people do not cut their own hair, but at least you washing your own hair. Some people don't even like to wash their own hair. Advertising Junction said people that are used to going to the beauty better go natural and find a way to deal with it. Wig shops are closed too. Glad I bought a brush. I know that's right, Queen. I know that's right. Right. And Michael says in Ireland, hair is so expensive. My haircut costs 15 euros, and my mom's is like 70 to 100 euro. Now, what is 15 euros in US currency? Reese Cup, thanks so much for coming in, sweetheart. I appreciate you being here. I literally just hung up from you. Like I forgot you clicked over, but I'm like, she's still on the phone. I never hung up. Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. I appreciate it. I don't really know euros, Michael. I could actually Google it. And okay, so it's $16. So that's basically how much a haircut costs here. A haircut here is $16 to $20. That's how much a haircut costs here, especially if you're getting a fade. I don't know what this is on my shirt. Haircut, this is my point. You okay, so hers is 7 to 100. See, and how old is your grandson, Queen? This is what I'm talking about. So the kids' haircuts, your haircut can become very expensive. Haircuts can be very expensive. So add that up. If you're going every 2 weeks, that's $40 a month, right? Of course, kids, you need to keep their hair up. But I'm talking about us females. And he's 21. Yeah. Okay. It is. It's expensive. It's expensive. So Reese, you just came in, but we talking about how people, the barbershops, the salons, they're all closed right now. Nail shops, and how some people is losing it because they don't know how to do their own stuff. So 70 to 100 euros. That's about what, $71 to $101 in US money, because that's about how much it costs to get your hair done too. It's expensive. It's expensive, Michael. It's very expensive. I don't know why let me turn my light up just a little bit, guys. Because I don't know, it's pretty low. Hopefully that make a difference. Shout out to the six that's here. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We are sharing about. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate it. Yes, Reese, it is very expensive. So, Michael, check this out. That's actually not a mirror. That's not a mirror. Can you see it? That's my green screen, bruh. Yes, it's a green screen. Yeah, I love it. I've been working on this green. I've been working on things over here, guys. I'm learning. I'm learning how to put it together. I do have a lot of backgrounds, but switching back and forth because I don't use that bar. That bar is like it's a nightmare. So I like to hang my stuff up on my wall since my studio is not really big. It's the size of you can get a queen size bed in here, but I got a whole bedroom that I didn't just set up as my studio. And I'm gonna do a tour of this. That's gonna be a video. I'm gonna do a tour and show you guys how I actually have things set up in here. Reese said we have to go back to the old fashioned way and do it ourselves. YouTube is the best teacher. Yes, it is. There's so many natural hairstyles and things. Advertising Junction said that previously. She said that people better start going natural. People better start going natural, which I'm sure a lot of them have. So the black sparkly metallic one, Michael, that actually is a background. That really is like something that I hang up. Thank you so much. I get a lot of compliments on it, but I don't like to use it, especially if I'm doing hair videos because my hair is so dark. People have a hard time seeing my hair. So some of my feedback has been for me to kind of either put a light back there, which I do sometimes, put a light behind me, or thank you so much. Appreciate that, Michael. To put a light back there, or I don't use it at all if I'm doing a hair tutorial, so people will actually be able to see, my hair. Because I don't have black hair. It's dark brown, but it blends in with that black a lot, and it's hard to see, especially if I'm doing some type of tutorial. I appreciate it. Thank you, sis. Me too. You got to come on and get those micro sister locks. Well, you look so good in it. Let me tell you, my hair, the maintenance on it, this has been the easiest, low maintenance um, hairstyle I've ever had in my entire life. Because I literally just get up and go. So, Mikey, you got highlights done in November. That's dope. Why you regret it? What color was the highlights? What color was they? Blonde? Tell me you went blonde, Michael? Or did you do like a light brown highlight? Oh my goodness. Yellow, white, and burnt. Wow. Is it growing out? Shout out to the 7 that's in the live right now. Appreciate you guys being here. So we are going to get into personal development. And Brandon, Michael, what is it basically that you would like to know more about with regards to branding? I just like to. Oh, it's long going. That's good. I want to establish that first, and then I'm going to move on with what I want to share with you guys. Shout out to the 8 that's here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. You know your girl appreciates it so much. I really appreciate it. How much of myself should I give people to my followers? Do you actually know? That's an awesome question because I spoke to somebody the other night. They're starting a YouTube channel and they actually did a one live and they kind of felt a little vulnerable. Matter of fact, they felt a lot vulnerable with some of the stuff that they were sharing. So this will be my encouragement to you. Whatever your comfortability level is in sharing with people, listen, when we're doing YouTubes, we are letting people into our lives. You have to remember that you get to choose what you want people to see about you, what you want them to know about you, and what you actually want to share. One thing that I'm learning is that the more that I share, the more that I'm led to share. And so I share what I'm passionate about, and a lot of times it does tie into my personal life because it's actually things that I'm doing. I don't really like to tell people stuff that I'm not practicing myself. So you absolutely will not give your address, okay? That's number one. Get you a P.O. box, okay? You can do that online. And I don't know how the process is in Ireland, but in the US, check it out, look and see. I can tell you from the US perspective, and then you could check locally and see how it works with you guys getting P.O. boxes in your particular area. Get you a P.O. box, Michael. Never, ever, ever, ever give out your personal information. It's called a P.O. box. Reese Cup, can you type that in the live stream? Because right now, not a pill box. Let me type it on my phone. It's called a post office box. PO is short for, or is the acronym for post office box. It is a box at the post office where you can have mail delivered to you. I will definitely DM you more information on it. Thank you so much, D family, and thanks so much for being here, Queen. I appreciate it. I'll definitely DM you on that. Yes, okay. So it's your own personal post office box at the post office. Post office address. That's where it's going to go to. Nobody ever gets your personal information. So you're asking with regards to sharing information, how much about yourself, never your personal information do you want to share on YouTube or any of the other social media platforms. You don't want to do that. So, because we have people on YouTube who are doxing people, calling people's jobs, getting them fired, calling all kinds of CPS and all other kinds of nonsense and craziness. And so you don't want to give people the tools to be able to do that to you. Okay. We can't stop people from doing what they're going to do, but you don't want to make it easy for them either. There's a lot of nuts out here. You don't want people showing up at your house. And then with the genre or the niche that you're in with the short films and things like that, you might get somebody, might get a stalker or whatever. You don't want nobody stalk parked outside your house either. Okay, so definitely never, never, never give out your personal information. That was a very, very good question. I would go on to say, how about, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You don't want to give them your information at all. If they're going to be stalking, then they're going to be parked outside the post office. And you ain't at that post office every day, so you know what I'm saying? And you won't be the only one with a post office box. So it's safer for you to have a post office box, P.O. box, than you to put your personal information. Don't you ever do that. Okay, I would never encourage anybody to do that. All right. Michael says, I got people who always following and looking at my story on Instagram, but never ever message or even know me. I don't follow them, but they always so nosy. So this is the thing. We all got those. We all got those. If you keep posting, they keep looking, they're gonna eventually follow. We all have those. Jaden asked a question earlier during the tea party, and I told him that I would address it in my soul stream tonight. So SOW, guys, we don't call it grow anymore. We're calling this so because we don't want no issues with YouTube. We just don't. But Jaden asked, how does he get his family to follow him on YouTube? Listen, let me just tell you from my experience, most of the subscribers you're going to get, Jaden, is going to be strangers. Yeah, you're going to come to know them. That's what we believe in. Let me put my banner up because we believe in forging organic relationships. We believe in that. So, just like when you start doing your lives and stuff, it's more on a more personable level. So you get to know people a little bit more personally. Not necessarily knowing their personal business, but you get to connect with people in a more personal way. Your family gonna come when you blow up. If they ain't came to support you and you got 600 and some change subscribers right now, Jaden, they ain't coming till you blow up. That's just how it is. And it's just sad to say. You got to get thick skin when it comes to that. Because I know a lot of people, their little feelings get hurt because they see their family on YouTube all day long, looking at all types of videos, mukbangs, and everything else, which is fine. But they don't come through there and give you no type of like, encouraging words or nothing. So you're going to have to get thick skin and you're going to have to learn how to encourage yourself. Okay? And that's all a part of personal development, guys. This is what I love. Building people up to the place where it don't matter if if your auntie there, your uncle there, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother. You know what your purpose is here for, and that's what you're about. You're about your YouTube purpose, your YouTube business. You're not about all that other stuff. You will get the right type of supporters, and you will have people that will believe in what you're doing here. And those are going to be family's not always people who's you don't always have the same blood running through your veins. And I know you guys are young, Jaden and Michael. I know you guys are young, but you're gonna come to realize that like we're family. You guys are in my live streams every Sunday. You're my family, so you do have family connected with you because we're distant, but we're still family because we come together, we share with one another, and we are growing together. We are forging a relationship together. That's what you consider family. It's not gonna always be the blood running. There's people with blood running through the. Y'all got the same blood running through your veins. You know what I'm saying. So Jaden, that was a great question. That was a great question, and it is. Michael says, of course, it's all a journey. So we have any more questions on personal development? Because we can't really get to branding until we work on the personal development part. Okay. When you start branding yourself, because you are a brand, okay? Now, you need to decree that into the atmosphere if you don't believe it. I know people, and I have encouraged them when they says, I want to do podcasts. I want to start coming live. Do I need to set up a business page? I said, baby, you are the business. Okay. If you have an Instagram page and you are branding who you are, because you're a brand, again, you are a brand. My daughter say this, slash coach, she say this all the time. We post for free all the time. Start posting for profits. You're not selling what you're posting, but what you posting should sell the brand. And I'm not talking about you getting no change for that. What you are posting. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here, Queen. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so much. Maria Engrave. Thank you for coming into the Jesus Christ. Thank you for coming into the stream. Here we go. I'm not even gonna read what you said, honey. I'm praying for you. I pray that you get better and you get well. And yeah, we're not having that in here tonight. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate you, Queen. We're not having that tonight. We will definitely pray for you. That that's a clear indication of TMI, Michael. Some stuff is just TMI. I'm not repeating it. I'm definitely not repeating it, but I will tell you it was not worse than old girl from a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't worse than her. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Appreciate you being here. Yes, Queen, they coming out. Listen, the Roro's bringing them out. They bringing them all the way out. You know what I'm saying? Roro bringing all of them out of here. And they finding their way over here. They finding their way clean straight over here. Eyebrows, dogs, and squirrels, and all that other stuff. All that other jazz. They are, Queen. They out. They are out here. They out. It's incredible. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys dropping in. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a very long day. We did the tea party earlier, and I'm still haven't eaten dinner yet. Queen, me too. I pray over this thing before going live too, and they still come up in here. Be the difference, clothing. Joy, thank you so much for coming in tonight, Queen. I appreciate you, beautiful. And look, I got my video. Finally, guys, let me tell you something. Your girl did 60 push-ups today. How about that? I did 60 push-ups because the first 20, I'm like, scratch that. I don't like that way that video came out. Right? So I got another angle on the counter, right? And I did 20 more. And so I'm like, nah, I don't like the way that one came out. So I did 20 more. But guess what? I'm going to show you all 3 videos because I feel proud about myself that I did 3 sets of 20. Okay? And I did it after I put my makeup on. So your girl, I was sweating off. I was sweating makeup and everything. So I'm happy about that. I know it took a long time, guys, but I'm gonna put it up tonight. But I want to show y'all. Let me pull it up so I can show y'all. I'm telling the truth. I did these daggone push-ups. I did these. Let me see if y'all can see that. I might need to move the camera up a little bit. I can't see right now. Y'all see me doing that? I'm gonna post it. I'm definitely gonna post it when we get off of here, Joy. I owe you that. I think I owe you about 60 of them. Flower Glamorous, cooking with Beverly. Thanks so much for being here tonight, Queen. I appreciate you. I saw you coming to the tea party and we was on our way out. Hype Man posted the link. Yes, thank you so much. Who's Hype Man? Stephanie? No, Steph, I'm definitely not on the floor, sis. Absolutely not. No, we can't do. Let me tell you something. You would have got probably 1.5 push-ups if I was down on the floor. You know why? Because I can't hold my own body weight. My upper body is not right. I gotta get this together. I gotta get this top part of me. I gotta get the top part together. I can't hold that up. Let me tell you, my husband has a curl bar, and I literally am like, babe, why can't I pull myself up? He says, babe, you gotta work on that. You gotta work on that upper body. So my upper body is like Andrea lies awake. Says, I want to be famous and have thousands of views and interactions. Really? Okay, Andrea, so you have to get busy at working on your channel, love. What we looking at? Because you don't, first of all, you don't have a profile picture. So famous people, at least you have a profile picture coming up in the door. So that's the first thing you want to do is put a profile picture up, honey. How do I get the numbers? Get your profile picture up there, start building your channel, love. That's what we do. Michael, they out here, but you already know I'm going to patronize them. I'm going to answer the questions. I'm going to answer the questions. So let me tell you guys who were not here. We were like traumatized a couple of weeks ago, right? Exactly, Michael. Listen, where's your profile picture? Listen, we had somebody in here a couple of weeks ago that was from Russia. So we all embraced her because I love meeting people from all over the world. And I love the fact that um, this platform allows us to do that, right? It allows us to meet people all over the world, right? So we have somebody in here from Russia. So she started sharing it up with us, guys. She was telling us, her eyebrows came out because she cut all her eyebrows out. So, you guys that know me know I'm going to tell you what to do to get your eyebrows back. So I'm like, sis, get you some Jamaican black castor oil, rub them up into my eyebrows. You can get your eyebrows back, right? So she went on to ask us to go look at the picture where she had the eyebrows actually tattooed on because she got tired of waiting for them to come back. Okay. And yeah, we went to see the eyebrows, to tattoo the eyebrows, and we just like, well, even with the tattooed eyebrows, sis, you can still use that black castor oil or the Jamaican castor oil and get your eyebrows back, right? Then she went on to tell us, guys, that she eats squirrel. So, of course, I know some Southern folk that eat squirrel, okay? I don't mess around with the squirrel. You want, Andrea, listen, baby girl. That's what you want. You want all of that. You have to start with a profile picture. You want them to save a fan page, Jesus the Christ. You want them to save a fan page, but you don't have no pictures up. Start with a profile picture, boo. That's what you need to start with. So Michael says that it looked like she got some permanent marker and drew the lines on her face. Absolutely. But of course, we were being nice and kind because we wanted, that's how we are. We're not going, we're not a judge-free zone, right? So, they got a little bit kind of, got a little bit impatient with me as the host because I'm talking about the people in the chat because I'm now asking questions about the squirrel. I'm interested. How do you eat the squirrel? How do you guys cook it? They just like, please stop it. Please don't answer no more questions. Okay, well, okay. So anyway, um, wow. Anyway, she told us that she cuts the legs off. They call it's called a frog dumpling. So they cut the legs off, they deep fry them, they throw the body out. They don't even mess around with the body, right? Then she went on to say, and she had dog in China, just a spoonful of dog. Now 90% of the chat that night, guys, had animals. So while I'm trying to calm all of them down because now they really losing it, they feeling disrespected, they feeling all of that. I'm trying to calm people down. Right? I'm trying to get them like, listen, guys, listen. Culturally, people do different things. You guys got to try to, they like, we ain't trying to hear that, get her up out of here. I got my dog, she talking about eating dogs, and so she went on to say some other crazy stuff where we definitely did need to get rid of her, but I said all that to say that I ain't even gonna say they drinking the Kool-Aid. It's something going on right now where they are coming out. They out here, okay? They out here. Yeah, Steph, she eats dog. She eat dog. I definitely ain't asking how she cooked it or nothing like that. So we had somebody in here. This is her whole resume. I was able to get out the whole resume for the evening. She lived in Russia. She was born in Russia. Currently living in London, and ate dog in China. That was the whole timeline. Michael, we blocked her because she started asking for some stuff she ain't had no business asking for. She had to get up out of here. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm absolutely not going to repeat it. Reese Cup was on a panel. She was absolutely sick to death, and she made it known how she felt about it. And of course, I'm trying to get people to just like give her a chance, guys, because I don't want you guys to judge her. I know you guys, your pets are domesticated. I got pets too. I've had pets too. I don't want you guys to get offended because in different cultures they do different things, but they just wasn't trying to hear me that night, guys. They just was not trying to hear me. Absolutely. Give me 1 second, guys. I needed to clear my throat. Let me make sure I turn. Okay, I did turn it back on. I needed to clear my throat. You absolutely right. Tantrums do not get you famous. Never heard of COVID-15, Andrea. Never heard of COVID-15. I thought it was COVID-16. But prayers out to your grandfather if that's really the case. She was Russian. Yes, she was, Michael. She was. All right, so we didn't got off the topic, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Literally got another, what time? I got another hour. Another hour, another hour. That's what we're going to do because I've been here since 6 o'clock. I literally took 20 minutes to go and feed my husband and get back on here because I really wanted to come on and just discuss personal development a little bit with you guys. This is definitely, let me just let you guys know that my lives are going to be definitely Q&As every single time because when you talk about personal development, and you can't talk about branding without, you can't talk about branding without talking about personal development. So that's why I have it up there first. And I feel like this is a good time while we are dealing with the social distancing and we're home. A lot of us are working from home. Okay. And so thank you so much, Queen. Because this is what I'm doing. I'm really been working on me. A lot of people want to just come out here and brand. And of course, number one key and important thing is, guys, that I'm sure all of you know, and I've said it already on the onset of this live, is that we are a brand. Okay. A lot of times people look for a product, they look for something else. Listen, that's fine for you to put in the umbrella of what you currently are, but you yourself are a brand. You're marketable. You have a story that's relatable to somebody else. Like a lot of times we don't realize that you have a story that's relatable to somebody else. A lot of times, again, I said, share with you, and my daughter said this, and it just really stuck out to me that she was like, a lot of people just post just because of it. Well, as a brand, you should be posting for profit. You should be posting for profit. If a post is leading somebody to your YouTube channel, if a post is leading somebody to your, just directing them to something that reflects your brand directly, you're posting for profit. And that's how you have to start looking at it. You have to start looking at it like, if even before you put a post up there, what am I putting this post up here for? Who is it going to benefit? A lot of times you are posting, we just posting for free. I see a lot of girls that are on their way to being, they have a strong desire to be internet models, internet famous, Instagram models. Let me just say that Instagram models, Instagram famous, and they post a lot of stuff for free. They're giving people a lot of free stuff instead of posting themselves as the brand for profit. I didn't see what Andrea said, and I'm so glad you guys are on it. That's why I trust you guys in blue, because yeah, I did it. I absolutely did not see what she said, and I'm glad I did. Like Advertising Junction says, she prays before she prays over her live stream before she come in. I do the same thing. I pray over my live stream before I come in. I expect opposition. Why do I say that? Because you're on the right track when opposition comes. So I expect that. Okay. I expect for people crazy to come through here. I'm gonna give them a little rope till they hang themselves because I feel like we need to give everybody an opportunity, a chance. What I'm not going to do is let you tear up or disrupt my live stream. So I'm grateful for those of you guys in blue that handled the situation. And I'm glad I didn't see it because I don't need to be distracted. I don't really need to be distracted, so I'm glad I didn't see that. Okay, well let's change that, D family. And also for my sister Joy. There's no reason why you can't be Bluetooth, sis. I'm grateful for the support up in here. You guys are very supportive and I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming through. And I appreciate the opportunity to actually name our soul streams, I can't say the other word and I'm not gonna say it. But we definitely sewing into people, so I'm gonna call it a soul stream. I don't think that's a Spanish word. Um, so yeah, I got y'all on point. D family, type something. I think I did go ahead and make you oh yeah, you are a moderator now. Okay. Um I'm glad that we got to name them. So Boss Life, I think that's awesome that we were able to, give an opportunity to do that. Taking into consideration, they cracking down on everything. Like even after that situation, they're gonna keep popping in. Is this somebody? Do they have a picture? Let me see. You welcome, Queen. You welcome. Yeah, they coming left and right. So Joy says, am I doing a good job at branding? You absolutely are. Hello World is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And it's definitely you, it's definitely your personality, and I think you're doing great, sis, at branding yourself. Let me share with you. I didn't see what happened either. They on top of it. Yeah, that is the same person. They ain't got nothing better to do, sis. Think you're on top of it. I shared this Friday night. I got a phone call from somebody who it's just interesting that I'm still building my YouTube channel, and people would think of me as somebody to come to ask about Brandon, because I'm actually learning as well. So I feel really honored and humbled to be able to have a 30-minute conversation, actually consultation, with somebody who is Crystal. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you sharing me out, sis. Thank you so much. Um, I feel so humbled that they would come and ask me about getting started with YouTube and Brandon. And again, like the question Michael shared a little earlier, how much of himself should you share with the world, basically? So this person has some reservations. Yes, Michael, you can find that out. We got all types of people up on here. This person has some reservations because they felt like they were sharing a bit too much starting out. I'm talking about personal stuff starting out. And so it was definitely an honor to be able to share with them and let them know from my point of view, when I started going live, it is a vulnerable situation. It's very, very vulnerable. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. It really was a vulnerable situation. I could, you sit in front of camera, you're talking to people, and as a matter of fact, you're talking to the world, basically. You are putting yourself out here for the entire world. And so my advice to this individual um, who wants to get started on YouTube, they literally changed their life. They were in a business that was not legal. And so, taking into consideration, they were considering their family, their children, and things of that nature. They want to do something more honest and more legal, and not more legal, but actually legal. And they're really, really good with talking to people, connecting with people, but they felt really, really vulnerable sharing on camera versus the one-on-one that they're used to doing. And my advice to people like that is share, start slow. Start slow. You don't necessarily have to share. Share what you're led to share. Share what you are actually led to share. You don't get up on here telling people all your business, unless you're led to do that. Personally, I'm not, because I feel like I watch YouTubers, and even those who have a really huge brand as the individual, because again, I'm going to continue to say that I like to repeat things. I like to repeat things. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, she said it over and over until it became a reality. That's what we do. We decrete this and declare stuff into the atmosphere until we see it. We give it legs, we give it feet until we see it manifested. So I like to say stuff over and over so it can get into people. I think that's important. Um, I shared with him, share what you're comfortable with sharing. I said, and you know what? Another thing you should do, since you are starting out, is start with pre-recorded stuff. Because I feel people are more comfortable with being able to edit in and out what they feel comfortable with sharing. Have your whole conversation with you and your camera, and then go through that footage, and you pick and decide and choose what you want to share with the world. Because ultimately, when you push upload in public, the whole world gets to see it, whether they watch it or not. So, Joy, I hope I answered your question. You are doing an amazing job. Brandon, hello world, I think is awesome. What episode are we on, sis? You asked this question, but I think what episode you want? What episode you want? Because you doing it. You doing it. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Michael says some people publicly too much of themselves online. They do. So your company, you're selling the hoodies and the sweaters and things like that. What else are you selling in your company, sis? Because all of it is you, like your name. Okay, your name is on that. Your name is on that. Your name is a brand. Your name is the brand. Okay, your name. Even if you created a name for your business, your name is that brand. Socks, t-shirts, onesies, inspirational clothing, and books, sis. Everything that you mention here is necessary, is marketable. And I'm going to go check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. Coach Sherry, thank you so much for being here. Queen, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here, sis. Yes, thank you, sis. We're using this time. Listen, this is a perfect time to work on us. It really is. It's the perfect time to work on us. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you want to have yourself together. Physically, I can't leave that out. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. These are the areas of our life that we want to develop if we are branding ourselves. Listen, because these areas play an intricate role in how you behave as a brand. So if I don't have a personal development skills in, mentally, I'm not going to know how to talk to people. I'm not going to know how to deal with people. I'm not going to know how to be patient with people. I'm not going to know how to, um, advise people. So this is something that I need to work on so that I have great customer service skills. Taking into consideration that the brand is my name and my attitude and how I deal with people in customer service is going to go back to my name. Because if a lot of businesses become successful by word of mouth, right? So somebody is saying to you that, yeah, I'm doing business with Kinkylocx Trey, or I'm doing business with Trey, okay? And then I've had a customer that they're saying I'm doing business with Trey with, who's experienced me at a time where I had a dysfunctional dysfunctional development in my mental skills. Then guess what type of review they're gonna give me? So I need to develop these areas in my life so that I can be the brand with integrity and with excellence. I want to have a brand of excellence. And that all boils back to when you guys hear me say brand, I want you to hear me also saying name, because you are the brand. It's going to come back to you. And so this is what the places and the areas, yes, word of mouthy family. A lot of people are very successful. Listen, again, I say this often. They all heard me say this before. That Popeye's chicken sandwich did not put out one commercial when they first came out. The internet, word of mouth, had people lined up around the corner for one of those chicken sandwiches. Okay? And so it's the same concept, guys. If you look at the same concept, what is people saying about you and about your brand and what you're offering and what you have to put out? And what could they possibly say if you begin to develop, get serious about personal development, taking time out to yourself, to develop spiritually, to develop emotionally, to develop mentally, to develop physically? What is the word that can be put out in the streets concerning your brand that'll have people lined up around the corner? This is how we have to look at it. This is how we have to look at it. So, yeah, we are at social distancing. A lot of people are complaining about it, but utilize the time to become better. And listen, this is what we're here for. Iron sharpens iron, right? So, prayerfully, when I pray about what I'm going to discuss, what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, and pray over the live stream before I actually come live, it's for the purpose of sharpening somebody, because that's what we want to do. We want to sharpen one another. We want to sharpen one another. So let's go back and read what you guys are saying. Coach Sherry says, this is the best time to focus on all of those areas. We have many quiet moments where we can reflect and plan. Absolutely, Queen. I absolutely agree with that. Stephanie 50 and Cli Mil Mukbangs says, Be the Difference Clothing is encouraging me through her business to publish my book that goes with my book so I can set up my workshops. And that's awesome, Queen. And that is amazing because, yes, that book is so powerful. That book is extremely powerful. It's extremely relatable and it is also given a voice to people who have not been able to say it out of their mouth, that this happened to me, that I went through this, that I dealt through this. So it's very powerful. That's a very powerful tool. People don't realize we all have a story to tell, guys, that somebody can relate to. We all have dealt with something, overcome something, struggled through something, was successful at something. And I'm sad to say this, and I say it often, but our culture, especially women, we feel like the things that we come to know, we got to keep it to ourselves like it's a secret. When really you have thousands of women lined up who are afraid and fearful because they feel like I'm the only one that dealt with this. And so your voice to a matter, your voice to something allows this woman gives her the courage to say, me too, gives her the courage to say, I'm not alone. A lot of the stuff that we went through, ladies, is for somebody else. Painful as it was, it's for somebody else. If we never share our story, if we never get enough courage to just tell a little bit, even if it's just one-on-one, you don't have to come on to YouTube and share your story, right? But it's that one person. It's always a one person that needs that story. And a lot of times we hold on to it. Why? Because of shame. I get it. Because of shame, because of guilt, we blame ourselves. Stephanie said something very powerful in her live the other morning. It was extremely powerful. And Stephanie, I was running with you, sis. Running with you. Forgiveness. Okay. Let me tell you what I learned about forgiveness, because as she was saying it, I was running through the house because I literally had to go to somebody's grave and release them. How about that? They had left this earth and I still carried around unforgiveness, and I was still bound by somebody who had already crossed over to the other side. How about forgiveness is for you? How about it is not about the other person? The other person is going on with their life as usual, business as usual, living their best life. How about that? How about forgiveness is when you make the decision. It's not a feeling. This is where we mess up at, guys. We waiting to feel something. Okay. Forgiveness is not a feeling. It's a choice. Do you choose to be free or bound? Basically, that's what it boils down to. We're not forgiving the person for them. We're forgiving them for us. So a lot of times people are like, I'll never forgive you for that. Why? Because you feeling that thing. You think that your forgiveness is predicated on you feeling like forgiving them. No, it's a choice, baby. It's a choice for you to be free. And so when she said that, something struck on the inside of me, because listen, I remember I had to go to somebody's grave to release me, to free me. How about that? How about that? Listen, and I got free in a cemetery. I got delivered. I got liberated. I got emancipated in a cemetery, because guess what? They died with what they did to me. They died with it. It ain't bothered them. It was affecting me. It was a root in me. It was keeping me, holding me back from my full potential, and from me moving on and moving out into my purpose in life. And so this book reminded me of that liberation. A lot of people can't handle it. Can't handle it. Some people can't take it because it takes them back there. Let me tell you how you know you free. Let me tell you how you know you free for real. You know you free for real when somebody could talk about it and don't nothing on the inside of you move. If you got stuff moving on the inside, you got emotions, you got feelings, you got things stirring in you. When people are discussing things that happen to them, that you experience the same thing, that's a clear indication that you need to forgive the person who harmed you. Because listen, it's not for them. You're not doing it for them. They not losing no sleep over you not forgiving them. They not. That's the reality. Forgiveness is for you, and it's a choice. And the choice ultimately boils down to, do I want to be bound or do I want to be free? That's the real honest truth, guys. That is the real honest truth. So Stephanie, thank you so much. I appreciate how you just let God use you in those lives. You have listen, and that's your brand. This is what I'm talking about. That is your brand. So what is Trey talking about with regards to Stephanie's brand? If I'm out here and I'm talking about Stephanie's brand, that is Stephanie's name, okay? And so yeah, I'm talking that Stephanie's over there sharing. I'm talking about she down in the meat of the matter. She ain't giving you no milk, baby. If you going over there for nipples and milk, you got to have some teeth over there. You got to chew on some of this, but it's setting people free. Go over there if you did, but you're going over, you're going to come out free. You're going to go in there one way, you're going to come out free. So thank you so much, Queen Sis, for your obedience. Listen, we don't know what we're doing for one another. It's purpose in these. Hello, world. It's purpose. Joy, I love your live streams. We need to do more panels too, guys. We pop up in each other's lives. I'm going to start putting my link in here. So if y'all want to just pop up in here and talk and interact with me, listen to me. Let me just put it in here. Because we could do that. Because we got some deep stuff to talk about, ladies. We got some stuff. Listen, that's going to pull people out. Gonna pull them out. I ain't afraid. I ain't ashamed to talk about where I came from. But the whole point of the matter is, for those of you, welcome back, Michael. Thank you so much for coming back. The whole point of the matter is, for those of you who are starting out, who feel ashamed, who feel ashamed to come out and say, this happened to me. You got women up here that's telling you, listen, I went through this. I dealt with that. I struggled with this. My daddy wasn't there, so I was promiscuous, and I looked for a daddy. When I went to pick a man, I was just looking for somebody that's going to take care of me, because daddy didn't do it. Daddy's the first man for a little girl that should be her first love. How about that? So when you don't have that, you go through all kinds of changes. If that's your story, guess what? You're not the only one with that story. You might be the only one brave enough to tell it. But there's hundreds of little girls, 40, 50, and 60-year-old little girls. Hear what I'm saying to you. 40, 50, and 60-year-old little girls who still crying out for their daddy. So if they don't hear your story could be the one that breaks them free. How about that? Your story could be the one that helps them to understand that it wasn't their fault, that daddy was not a part of their life. Your story could be the one to help them understand, break the shame off their life, and help them to understand that it was not my fault that I chose all the wrong men. How about that? So, we got to get in a place, ladies, where we're not afraid to tell our stories. And that's Stephanie's gift. That's her place. And I love how she talks about how it took her a long time to do it. And when she decided to do it, the prerequisite to her being completely liberated to do it is that she had to forgive somebody. That messed me all the way up, because, listen, I remember it took me back to a time where I had to go to somebody's gravesite and say, you did what you did, but I forgive you. Listen, and then I had to hug myself. Listen, I had to hug myself, guys, and say, and I forgive you too. I forgive you for taking so long to free yourself. I forgive you for taking so long to let yourself out the cage. You know what we do? So I've been hurt before, right? And I'm going to come back, guys. I don't want to get off topic, but this is just in my spirit. So you know what we do, guys, when we've been hurt And, as women, we like to be like, I ain't never letting nobody do that to me again. That ain't gonna never happen to me again. So what we do, we put these we build these walls, right? Let me tell you the reality of the wall that you've built. Not only have you blocked people out, you've imprisoned yourself. You've imprisoned yourself. So you trying to protect yourself and all of that. Yeah, you trying to do that. I get it. We put these walls and things out. But you done locked yourself in. You done imprisoned yourself. You on the inside with the key to get out, complaining about your whole entire life that's on the outside of this wall that you can't get to. You can see it, baby, but you can't even touch it because you done locked your own self in. So not only do we have to forgive other people, guys, we got to come to the place where we learn how to forgive ourselves. Every single day, we got to learn how to forgive us. We are not perfect beings. We're not. We're not perfect. Okay, so we got to realize that, and we got to understand that together we are stronger. When you get the courage to say, yeah, I went through that, this happened to me, I dealt with that, I struggle with that, I still struggle with that, and you in an environment where it's judge free, where you know that people are going to be lifting you up in prayer because their soul desires to see you liberated. Your whole purpose for what you need to be doing is on the other side of this wall. So we in here, listen, we got bulldozers, we got all that stuff up over here. We got all of that over here. This is what we are doing. This is the means of this personal development so that we can break down walls, so we can let our own selves out the cage, so we can stop holding our own selves back and being our strongest critic. And earlier I shared a little bit about this, but this is so true. A lot of times we want to blame the enemy, right? When it's the inner me. It's the enemy holding me back. It is the enemy spewing out curses over my life, saying what I can't do instead of decreeing that I can, saying what I can't have instead of decreeing what I can. And so we got to deal with these things by way of getting a place where just acknowledging, like, yeah, I need to work on this area of development in my life, so that I can take another brick down. Some of us got to go brick by brick, right? 1SP, thank you so much for being in the live tonight, brother. We appreciate you being here. Keely, sis, thank you, sis, for being here. Appreciate you. Happy Sunday, guys. I hope you guys had a blessed Sunday. Shout out to the non-S up in here tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Another part of personal development is having an attitude of gratitude. Okay, guys, we can find a trillion and one things to be complaining about, right? We can find a trillion and one things wrong, right? We can find a trillion and one things to have an attitude about, right? We need to start flipping the script. We give too much energy to things that aren't relevant, and we give relevance to things that shouldn't be. So what we need to do is, it's always something to be grateful for. Number one thing, we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out here who literally came into 2020, had no idea by March they'd be leaving here by something called COVID-19, right? So the fact that we are still here, the fact that we still have the activity of our limbs, the fact that we are still in our right able mind, that's number one, that's enough right there to be thankful for. You have people here who are losing their jobs. 61 million people have filed for unemployment. Never in my 51 years of being here have I heard of that before. 61 million people. Yet and still you have a chat room full of business women who have a stream or streams of income still coming in, because we work in these businesses online, right, guys? We work in these businesses. We work in what we know, right? You have people who have lost their jobs and have now, they can't even get through the unemployment because it's never been heard before of that amount of people filing for unemployment at one time simultaneously. So there's your other thing that you could be thankful for. And I'm just sharing this just in case you didn't know you had stuff to be grateful for. It's always something to be grateful for, to be thankful for, right? So we have to develop an attitude of gratitude, guys. We have to develop an attitude of gratitude. That's what we need to do. It's healthy for the personal development. It makes you happy. You're not a really nice person if you're complaining all the time. You're not really nice if you're finding all the bad stuff to say about yourself. When you learn how to be grateful for things, be grateful for the little things. When you learn to recognize that even though this glass is half empty, it's still half full. So I'm going to put my energy, my focus, and make relevant the half full part of the glass, because ain't nobody got no time to be dealing with that half empty part. So stop letting the inner you, because it ain't the enemy, guys. Listen, we give them too much. Listen, we just literally glorify. And a lot of times I could just hear it. Let me tell you, and I like to paraphrase, guys, so y'all know, charge it to my head and not my heart. But a lot of times, I could just see the enemy now, like, I ain't do that, but I'll take the credit. Because that he loves his ego. His ego's up there, right? I can hear him now saying, I ain't even do that. That's all her. But I'll take the credit. Why? Because I love the glory. So what's she doing? Every time she complained about that thing, every time she got something negative to say about that thing, I'm just getting all this glory. When we gonna stop doing that? And realize that it's in you. It is the inner, I-N-N-E-R, me, not the E-N-E-M-Y, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Not the, yes, Coach Sherry says gratitude attracts all good things. Absolutely. Listen, your vibe attracts your tribe. That is that's a meme I seen, and I just fell in love with it. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you got a lot of negative people around you all the time, check yourself. I'm just saying, check yourself. Because if you positive, then you become a mirror to negativity. And guess what? Negative people don't like to see themselves in the mirror of you and all that positivity. What do they say? You just can't be happy all the time. It ain't that much to be happy about. Yes, I am. And guess what? They're going to get sick and tired of your happiness and your positivity, and either they're going to align with it. We're going to talk about alignment too. They're going to get in alignment with the positivity that you have, or they're going to flee. Okay? They're going to get up out of here. So I'm gonna have a homework assignment for you guys this week, because I love you. And we talking about personal development, guys. My brand is actually, it is my name, but it's personal development. Listen, it's the assignment of the hour. Again, I am a life changer. Okay, I can't help people change their life if we don't work on the personal development. So we're going to be discussing this. We're going to be discussing mental health. We're going to be discussing the other taboo that we as a culture don't like to talk about, because we like to dismiss mental health, and our culture is that she just crazy. No, she not. No, she not. She not just crazy, guys. Mental health is very real. Okay, depression is very real. It's alive and well. Okay, and it happens to the best of us. And personally, a lot of people don't like to give voice to it, because I don't want people to know that I'm dealing with depression. I don't want them to know that I'm not saying, I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking in general. This is why we as a culture don't deal with it, because I don't need people to know that I'm dealing with depression when I'm the strong one in the family. I don't need people to know that I'm dealing with depression when I'm the matriarch. I don't need people to know that I'm dealing with depression, when, I don't want them to, because they're going to sit around and talk about me. But we dealing with it. We got it all up and through here, especially with what's going on right now, because people are realizing that I was that much dependent on that job. I was that much dependent on that money. I was that much dependent on this. I ain't even saved for a rainy day. And now look, how am I going to make it past this? How am I going to make it through this? Depression is rampant right now, guys. Depression is rampant because some people's jobs were their life. Some people's jobs were their life, guys. Okay, they lived and breathed and slept and all of that, their job. And they never worked on themselves, never worked on their purpose, never worked on a plan for their lives. And so now is the time, I don't know who's coming and listening to these lives. I don't know who will listen to the replay, but I want them to know that it's never too late for you to build your own personal brand and begin to work on your own personal development. First, work on your own personal development so that you can have a brand of excellence. You're not bringing anything, any mixture up in there. And so Keely says, I'm no longer ashamed of me either. I dealt with depression. I dealt with it. I went through it. And listen, with a smile on my face and a word in my mouth, I was able to go ahead and preach somebody else up out of hell, and I left broken, guys. And listen, I learned how to embrace my brokenness. I'm not talking about that type of brokenness. I'm talking about brokenness of shame. I'm talking about angry, because I'm seeing everybody around me getting what they need, and here I am leaving empty. Let me just say it like that. So I've dealt with depression. And listen, a lot of times we operate like that and all of that. And in turn of sick, we dealing with high blood pressure and all types of autoimmune disorders. Because guess what? That's what happens when you walking around and you got a root of bitterness, and you have you dealing with depression, and you dealing with stress, and you dealing with all that stuff. Physically, it will begin to manifest and show up in your body in a real way. In a very real way. You know the saying, stress kills? It really does, guys. It really does. Let me come over here and see what you guys are reading. Advertising Junction says, and it's okay to get a therapist. It is. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Queen. It's okay to get a therapist. Yeah, that's another thing. Shame will keep you from getting to a therapist. I'm going to come up here. I'm going back, guys, so I can get what you guys are saying, because, you know, I'm just running my mouth. Did I put the link in here? Let me put the link in here in case anybody want to come up here. Joy, Coach Sherry, Keely, and you want a Purity TV. Thank you so much for coming in. I didn't see when you came in, Queen, but thanks for being here. I appreciate you being in the stream tonight, the live tonight. And thanks to all you guys for sharing it out, guys. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. There's that attitude of gratitude. I know I say it a lot, guys, but I really do. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. We're going to learn how to be grateful over a few things. Listen, especially those of us in business who trying to get the much. You got to first be faithful over the few things, right? Be grateful and faithful over the few things. So there's my link, guys. Anybody's invited to come up here. You don't have to mic. I mean, you don't have to cam up. That's what I love about StreamYard. You actually don't have to cam up. So let me go back here and see what you guys are saying, because look like Coach Cherry's got some things to say. And since I know it's pretty late, I come on late, guys. So I know you guys might be in your pajamas and all of that. Yes, Be the Difference. So Be the Difference is elevating his name. All right. Yes, I love that. Coach Sherry says, let's stay positive and test negative. I love that, Queen. I'm definitely going to write that down. I'm going to let you know. I love gleaning from other people. But that's what we do. Yes, give God the glory. Yes, at 1SP. In all things, we give thanks to God, for this is the will of God concerning me, right? That's what we do. That's what his desire is, that we give thanks. Okay, so let's come down here. Coach Sherry says, but we have to protect ourselves and our energy, absolutely, and be more transparent, absolutely, absolutely. And that's the most, let me tell you, Queen, that is the most humbling experience, to be transparent. Everybody can't be transparent. I'm definitely in a place where I can. Stephanie, that book, completely transparent, completely transparent. And I'm going to tell you something. It's changing lives. It's an absolute blessing. It's powerful. It's a whole lot of people's story. They can relate to it. It's extremely relatable. I cried when I read it, and then I read it over, because I'm like, yes, she's telling my story. She's telling so many other people's story. And now, all parts of it may not be things that I dealt with, but a lot of it I did, you know. And so it's extremely relatable, and it's extremely a blessing. It's going to be a blessing to many who read it. Coach Sherry goes on to say, especially with those in our circle, the days of putting on this strong armor must be shed. All right, Queen. Advertising Junction says, I had one for 5 years and hated when she told me to go live my life at Keely, but she was right. I was ready to live it right. Okay, so let me go back and see what Keely said, because that comment was to Keely. Thank you guys so much for interacting with one another in the chat as well, while I'm going on with my mouth. Coach Sherry says, the beauty of being broken is the rebound. That's the testimony, how you got through it. Absolutely, Queen. It definitely is. I find it a honor. You know what I'm saying? I look at a any type of vessel that holds something precious. If you're thirsty and the vessel is sealed, you can't quench that thirst, right? It needs to be broke open in order for you to get what you need from the vessel. So we have to look at brokenness in that light, that it's a blessing, because what pours out of us is a blessing to other people. Okay, they can't really get the contents of what's in here unless it's broken. And it's just an awesome thing when you understand that, when you come to the place of understanding that it's not a place of shame, it's a place of power. It's a place of absolute power, because you have something that can change the dynamics in the life of other people. Literally, you have the answers to people's prayers that people have right now on the altar. Uh, your brokenness is predicated on them getting their release and their breakthrough and their freedom. That's how we got to start looking at things. Okay. Let's see. Sherry says, I would love to join on the panel, but I'm getting ready to shut it all the way down. Okay, Queen, I get it. It's pretty late. It's almost 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Though through this time, my brain is expanding on the daily, so I have to get my rest. And I understand, Queen. I thank you so much for dropping in and being here. We appreciate you being here, Queen. As always, and the invitation is always open, guys, because I'm loving these panels. Jaden, so you're on the panel. Is your volume turned all the way down? Because I don't want to open it. Last week I listened to the Reese Cup. You want to come up? I listened to the replay and their feedback was really bad. It was really, really bad. Stephanie says the change comes after the brokenness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Coach Sherry, I go live every Sunday between the hours of 8 and 10. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm also live on Sundays from 6 to 7, and that's a virtual tea party that we're having. And I had a discussion with Pansy tonight if Advertising Junction is here, and I made the suggestion that we do a collaboration on CTFO, since we are both a part of your team. And so I'm going to get with her so that we can get together and select a day and time where we could come up here and collab on CTFO. Keely says, Coach Sherry, it's a beautiful thing to be an overcomer and to be able to share your testimony. Yes. And when you realize that your trials and tribulations are to build up the kingdom, absolutely, absolutely, Keely. That's what it's for. When we realize, guys, that this is for somebody else, that I was trusted with the awesome task of going through something that very well could have taken me out. Okay, if you just look at it like this, guys. It's a lot of people who've dealt with a lot of the things that we've dealt with right now. They're in a padded room banging their head up against the wall. They don't even know who their name is. The exact same thing that you went through and came through has literally taken somebody out of here. And I'm not talking about death-wise. I'm talking about gone mentally, gone. Okay, so I'm still here. The testimony is that I am still here. Okay. Another part of the testimony is I don't look like what I went through. Okay, so people will never know. They'll look at you like, well, what can she tell me? Because look at her. No, when you begin to share your story and you meet people where they are, listen, you don't understand what that does for somebody. You don't understand what it does for somebody. If we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, and we're not talking, it's not hurting us, it's hurting the person that needs it. So we first have to come to the place where, you know what Reese Cup says, I look like Aunt Esther right now. Reese, you don't have to, so your sound is down. Okay, Jaden, give me 1 second. You don't actually have to cam up. If you have something that you want to add to the conversation, which I know you guys are adding in here, but if you have something that you want to add to the conversation, you know what, I can't with you, but you don't have to cam up. So Advertising Junction says, amen at Stephanie 15 and Cli Mil mukbangs. One thing I know is that God holds you in the palm of his hand while that change takes place until you can stand and praise his name and tell others. Absolutely. Come on, Sherry. I love that. Sherry said, I shared this earlier in this live, what I heard. You were born looking like your parents, but you died looking like what you live. Come on here, sis. Yes, absolutely. 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 That's awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. Look at all these nuggets. Come on here. Bring them up in here because I love gleaning, y'all. I love it. And that's what we do. We glean from one another. We just literally, we are one another. Let me just put it like that. A lot of stuff that we went through, a lot of us went through some of the same stuff. We dealt with some of the same stuff, ladies. We deal with some of the same fears. We deal with some of the same challenges, you know? Yes. So yeah, that's really good. And I missed a whole lot in the chat, guys, but I'm definitely gonna go back and read this because y'all getting down up in this chat. Y'all getting down up in this chat. So we're gonna do a Q&A. We're gonna wrap up. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up, and we're gonna do a Q&A with regards to personal development. Personally, right now, I'm telling you guys, I'm there physically. You know, I'm working out. I'm trying to get my body in shape. I'm getting my body in shape. I'm being very mindful about what I allow to come out of my mouth. I'm getting my body in shape. Okay, I'm getting this body in shape. I am, and so you know, I'm doing the detoxes, and I'm not just detoxing physically. I'm detoxing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, getting out all the junk. Okay. That's a part of my personal branding. I'm journaling every single day. I'm having an attitude of gratitude. And I'm also pouring into other people. And this is what you want to do. You don't want to keep what you know that can be beneficial to other people to yourself. That's something we do. We break in generational curses. And that no, it don't just belong to me. It's imperative that I get the information out so that we can all be okay, so that we can all be liberated, so that we can all be free, so that we can all be successful. That's what it's about. I am my sister's keeper. Absolutely. If she's down, guess what? I'm down too. If she up, guess what? I'm up too. And this is why we don't have a hard time, guys, celebrating one another when we hit these milestones here on YouTube. Listen, we be dancing and shouting and celebrating like it's ourselves, considering ourselves. That's how we celebrate one another. And I love that. I love that about this family here. I do. D family says we as a whole, we harder on our people than any others. Absolutely, says. Once we find we can learn from on each other, lean on each other, and strengthen or build each other up, we will always have this generational curse. I totally agree with you. That's why we bringing a voice to this thing. Listen, first thing we got to do is drag it into the light because people don't think it's an issue. People don't think it's a curse. It is. It's a mindset that, listen, when you begin to look at, and I don't know how many of you guys spiritual in here, how many of you guys say, but this is just how I talk because this is what I believe. I'm a child of God. I've been saved since 17 years old. I got saved when I was pregnant. I was a 17-year-old pregnant out of wedlock, but I got married because I was pregnant at 17. Okay, you know, that's what I did, and so I came into the salvation knowledge of Jesus Christ at 17. Okay, so I've been walking this thing a long time. And one thing that I understand that as I learn things in the spiritual, God began to show it to me in the natural. When you understand where Golgotha was, where the crucifixion took place, it was the place of the skull, right? So this is where our warfare takes place. This is why the word comes that lets us know that we got to cast down every high thing, cast down imaginations, and every high thing that comes to exalt itself against what the word has decreed and declared about us, right? We got to pull those strongholds down, right? This is our battleground here, not externally with people. Okay, that's the trick. That's what uh the enemy would have us believe that our fight is with one another. It's not with one another. It starts here, the inner me again, guys. The inner me. This is what we're dealing with. Okay. So Golgotha is the place of the skull. This is the place where crucifixion took place. You got to understand that. A lot of times we don't understand it, and so we don't realize I've been liberated a long time ago. I've been given the power over that a long time ago. Once you begin to establish and understand and come to know who you are, whose you are, and what you possess, that's when you know that no, I'm no longer, I'm going to be I'm the person. I'm going to be this generation right here with me is going to sever generational curses. It's not going to be business as usual. We're not going to do things the way that we're normal to do it, and then it's making the excuse, well, that's how my mother did it. That's how her mother did it and her mother did it. No, these are the things that we are trying to break. How about that? Because realistically, again, if we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting what we've been getting. And it's kind of crazy to think that you're going to get a different outcome from doing the same thing. So, yeah, we use these opportunities, this platform, and all of that to come up against generational curses as a people, not just within the confounds of our home, but as a people. Letting people know we drag this stuff into the light. Yeah, we breaking you out of prison, sis. You did that to yourself. That person that walked out on you, he didn't do that. Your daddy that left, he didn't do that. I know it hurt you, baby girl, but he didn't do that. You built the wall. You laid the bricks. You put the mortar. You got the key. And when we begin to let people know these things, and they're saying, wait a minute, I had the key all along. I could have came out all along. I've been in here and ashamed all along. I've been in the dark all along. That's when you begin to break those curses. When you give voice to it. When my sister can't give a voice to it, I'll give a voice to it. That's right, sis. And we got to be accountable. Hi, my name is Tracy, and I got this issue. That's what they do in AA, right? You have to first make the declaration that there's something wrong with me. Okay, people could tell you what's wrong with you all day long because we on the outside looking in. We see it, boo. We see what's wrong. But until you acknowledge that and take accountability for it and say, listen, I acknowledge it. I don't know how to come out of it. I don't know what to do about it. But listen, I acknowledge that it exists. Now I just need people to help me overcome this. Honey, we right there. Front line and center. But you can't help somebody. And we know that people who deal with people who got drugs and who's on drugs in the family, alcoholics in the family, you talk to them all day long. You share with them the possibility of what could happen. You tell them other people's story, what could happen. And they still do not come to a place of walking away from the drugs and the alcohol until they become accountable and say, I really got a problem here. I need help. I got to come up out of this. So that's what we do. We want to challenge these live streams for you to come to a place of accountability, because that's where your personal development begins. Your past does not define you. What you went through does not define you. Who hurt you does not define you. What you struggled through does not define you. Even what you're struggling through right now does not define you. That prison that you built for yourself does not define you. You are powerful. You are wonderfully and fearfully made, honey. You are powerful. And we just want to show you who you are. We just want to reveal your power to you. We just want to reveal to you that you're more than what you went through. That's the passion on this side. Passionate about seeing people liberated, free, walking out in the purpose and the plan that was pre-designed and for their lives before the foundation of the world. There is a purpose and there's a plan for each and every person under the sound of my voice for your life. And it's not what you went through. What you went through is working together for your good to get you there. But it's not what you went through, okay? So, guys, we appreciate you being here. We've been here. It's been a little bit over an hour, but like I said, I've been on, guys, since 6 o'clock, and I want to eat. I'm keeping it real. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be transparent. I'm hungry. I ain't had nothing to eat, guys. And I need to put something in this body. But thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you guys. I thank you. I appreciate you. this is the awesome family that God has given to me on YouTube, and I'm grateful for each and every last one of you. Every last one of you has contributed to my life, came looking for me. We had D family up in my daggone under one of the videos talking about, listen, we ain't seen you, but where you at? I'm grateful for y'all. I love you guys so much. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I love coming and sharing and just listen, keeping it real. I love keeping it real. And because that's just what we do. That's what we do. We need people to know that, listen, we ain't alone. We ain't by ourselves. So I love the fact that we come and check on one another, look for one another, make sure all is well. And I'm grateful for that. To who was it, Jaden, who asked about how could he get his family members to follow him on YouTube. God is going to give you family members on YouTube. Okay, because waiting for YouTube, waiting for your family, your family to come to support you on YouTube, you're gonna be waiting a long time. Everybody's not gonna support you on YouTube, and guess what? It's okay. They gonna come when you blow up, though. I'm gonna tell you that. Just be looking for them. You gonna have cousins coming out of the woodwork when you blow up. That's my cousin Jaden. You ain't even gonna know who it is, Jaden. You're not gonna even know who it is. But guys, I appreciate you so much. Let's wake up tomorrow with an attitude of gratitude. Let your feet hit the floor with thanks. Okay, just be grateful for another day. Realize that somebody gonna lay down tonight. They not getting up tomorrow. If because tomorrow's not promised to us, or allow another day, another opportunity, another chance to get it right. Wake up with thanks on your lips, okay? Be grateful and be thankful for another day, and then just start putting write out some goals for the day. Even if it's some small goals, let's start getting there. Even if we're gonna start breaking down this wall brick by brick. Some people can just crash out of it. Some people take the key and walk out, and some people got to come brick by brick. But we here for you through it all, okay? I just want you guys to know that we are here with you through it all. And I'm grateful for this platform. I am. Carter said something a while ago. She says, listen, we got to recognize and understand that our subscribers, that's your church. Now, we are the church. Keely, I loved your t-shirt today, baby. Individually, it's really not the four walls. It's not. It's you. We are. And so I'm grateful for my platform. I take this platform very seriously, and every opportunity that I get to come in. Yes, Jaden, I'm gonna let you say hello before we leave, okay? I'm grateful for every opportunity that I get to come and pour into somebody. I really am. No, Keely wasn't live. She said it in her healthy Sunday healthy eating video, Joy. We are the church. We are. I'm a living epistle read of men. I'm mindful of what people are reading. You know what I'm saying? I'm mindful of what they read. So I'm grateful for this platform. People think that, you got to do it a certain type of way. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion. I believe in relationship. Okay. That's what I believe in. I believe in relationship. Religion's got too many rules, regulations to it. That's why, you know, I'm under the dispensation of grace. I'm not under the law because guess what? We couldn't do that. We couldn't cross every T and dot every I. So thank God for his son and to being able to be under the grace to be under the dispensation of grace, right? Thank you, Father. I'm grateful for that. And so I'm grateful for relationship, and as often as much as I get to share it through just to love, guys. I hope you guys can feel the love through the airways, because I do. I love each and every one of you guys. I do. Did you see me? So Stephanie, she's talking to Stephanie. Thank you so much, Joy, for being here, sis. I appreciate you. And I'm definitely gonna go check out your clothing line, sis. Love your beautiful spirit. Keep it, honey. Keep it, honey. Keep it, honey. You're branding amazingly over there. I love Hello World. I love everything about it. You're also pouring into people and encouraging them and motivating them and breaking generational curses. Whether you believe it or not, sis, you are over there breaking generational curses. And I'm grateful for that. Stephanie, every morning in the break room, I'm there, sis. I might not be able to say anything because sometimes I'm streaming you on the television or I'm on some type of conference call. But guys, if you go live in the mornings, know that I'm up in there. I just can't always say stuff, guys, because, I'm working. And sometimes I have my boss on and there's a conference call and, It's my job. So, but I just want you guys to know that I am there and I'm supporting. And you are blessing me. You're blessing my life, and I appreciate it so much. And I'm just grateful for this group of people who don't mind coming and being transparent and sharing and understanding the bigger picture is that yes, it's about destroying generational curses, about tearing down walls and places that people have imprisoned themselves in, and it's about pouring into and blessing the lives of other people. That's what we are here for. We're here to give. We're not here to take, we're here to give. And so, guys, thank you. I'm grateful for you guys, and I can go on and on and on and on and on about how much I appreciate you guys. I just really hope you guys know it. So, Stephanie, thank you so much for being here. Jaden, I'm going to let you say hello before you leave. Reese Cup, I love you to the moon and back, sis. Thank you so much for your support. D family, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Sis, I appreciate you, and even for coming to look for me, sis. I appreciate you. That's straight love. Advertising Junction, thank you for being here. The Boss Life Online, appreciate you, Queen, both of you. I love you. Keely, thank you so much for being here. Coach Sherry, thank you so much for dropping in tonight. I appreciate you dropping in tonight. Michael, thank you so much. Michael, I'm really grateful that you came for the questions that you had. And yeah, we're going to just continue to do this thing together. Thanks so much for being here. 1SP, appreciate you so much for coming through. All you guys who were here in the bushes, thank you so much. For all the trolls that came through, thank you so much for the watch time. I appreciate you. Listen, this is a part of giving thanks in all things, right? This is a part of being thankful and having an attitude of gratitude. We're going to thank them for the haters. We're going to thank them for the thumbs down when we get them. We're going to just be grateful for all of that, right? Purity TV, thanks so much for dropping through, Queen. I appreciate you coming through. And guys, Flower and Glamorous, thank you so much for being here tonight. Guys, I know it's late, and I thank you for the sacrifice. It's a lot of people's bedtime right now, past a lot of people's bedtime, and you guys are here with me. Crystal Christine was up in here, and I appreciate her for coming through. She was at the tea party, so I know she's just all lived out with me. But I'm grateful that she, didn't count a robbery to come back through, and I'm so glad about it. Guys, you have a blessed rest of your night. Have a peaceful sleep, and I'll see you guys in the lives all week long, okay? Love you guys. Good night.